And we are live.
Hello,
What
everyone.
the buck is up, every pony?
Oh, there we go. I was waiting for it. I was like, should I
Yeah,
start first or?
no, that was me that started first, and Milk Thistle led, or he led up to that. Oh man, I'm sorry I missed last session, guys. Work was just
Yeah, it
No,
happens.
it happens.
All right. Well, much planning took place, and I feel that you have a more rounded plan. Uh, some aspects of it have been put in place, though you still need to have your hearts played with, or the things that make your hearts explode played with,
Yes.
and you but you have basically got a pretty cemented plan, though there's a few extra little bits you want to try and squeeze in if you can, and this is what potentially Milkfist will be putting in place. So last time I believe we left it off as Milkthistle attempted to try and get a meeting with the elder, was unsuccessful, and then thought of who has probably the least threat resistance at the moment, and centered on Swift Victory. And as I believe, it was on his way to go and discuss with Swift Victory to undergo a special mission.
Is that our cue to step in?
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, Milk Thistle spoke with Swift Victory, inquired if he would be willing to speak to Elder Gray Longhorn, which he did agree to. Now we're loading to find him. And informed Swift Victory that there would be dinner plans later on in the day and if he would be available to it.
I would be, yes.
Wonderful. I'll call upon you when it is time.
Thank you. I shall see you in a bit then.
And as Milk Thistle leaves, he's going to quietly attempt to reach out into the divine to see if there is any any presence of the nightmare that can be sensed at all.
You feel emptiness.
Milk Thistle will remain expressionless as he goes back to his quarter and waits for the time when we can all meet together.
For Burnt's sake, you might want to basically give him the rundown of what you want Swift Victory to achieve.
So I was going to cover that in a bit more detail at the meeting. That way, he said he couldn't listen in.
Okay.
But Milk Thistle did show how to send messages on the data pad that would quickly be deleted.
Understood. Okay, so you're going to hold off until the next secret meeting. So. Oh, did somebody want to say something?
Yeah, no, I think that you had an echo.
Okay. So, is there anything anybody else wants to do until the next cycle happens?
I don't think so. I think basically we're just preparing for the next cycle so we can just get things underway.
Yeah.
All right. So prior to the next cycle that happens, Alexandrite, you have a knock on your door.
Oh, all right. I will answer the door.
When you answer the door, there's quite an official looking ruminant in sort of a very like nice uniform, and he is flanked by 2 of the automatons.
Can I help you?
We need you to come with us and answer a few questions, if you wish, if you could. As he steps aside and gestures for you to step out.
Very well. He will do so.
Just follow the automaton. They will take you to where you need to go.
All right. Alexandrite will calmly do so, and in character, inner Alexandrite is going, "Oh God, what's going on?"
You were led through the city, and you're taken out of the residential area, and you basically go to one of the other districts. It's definitely a building you've not gone anywhere near or looked in or anything like that. You enter in it. You don't really see many others or ruminant inside. The automaton takes you to a room. The door opens up. In the room, there is a large mirror, and there's a table, and there's 2 chairs.
Okay.
The automaton stands there with the door open, just looking at you.
I take it I'll take a seat.
With that, the automaton will close the door, leaving you in the room alone.
All right. Alexander will take a seat.
Taking a seat, you're left there waiting. You're not sure how long. There's no clock or anything like that. But it definitely feels longer than probably what it actually is. After an unspecified amount of time, a ruminant will come in. He has he has his tablet. He will take a chair. He looks. He clearly looks at the tablet like he's reading something. And after a few moments of him reading, he starts asking you questions, or at least talking to you. But he doesn't look up from the tablet. He seems to be continuously sort of looking at his tablet the whole time as he talks. Mm-hmm. Alexandrite Beacon, correct?
That is correct.
Student.
Yes.
And you arrived here. He gives you the number of cycles it's been, which I can't remember. It's probably going to be somewhere in about 28 cycles or something.
Yeah. If that's what the record shows, then yes.
All right. This interview is to find out a little bit of information in regards to a situation that happened earlier in this cycle.
Situation?
He goes, yes. An alarm was triggered as somebody attempted to enter an area with an item that was on their persons that shouldn't have been. And the item in question belongs to yourself.
I see.
And we just wish to know how the item was no longer in your possession and ended up in the other individuals.
Yes. I believe I do know the individual you were talking about. I asked them to take it so they could install it into my whatchamacallit, automaton. Since I do not have the technical know-how to do it myself. Obviously, they must have forgotten that they had it on them.
And You did not take it to an automaton expert.
Well, it's a bit embarrassing to still be a student and not know this know-how. So I thought a friend would do it without any issue. Obviously, I've been mistaken.
I see.
Is that all?
And how do you know your friend?
Well, we've met during our off times together and gotten to talk. And we also have classes together. Oh no, sorry. Let me scratch that because this is the one that doesn't have classes with us. We have mutual friends who have. Some of them are in my classes.
I see. And is it through these mutual friends that you met each other?
Yes.
What else would they ask? You gave that answer. Understood. That is all the questions for now. Should you need your instrument installed by an automaton into your automaton, you should seek out the correct qualified individual from this point forward.
I will be sure to do that. Is my object still in the facility that it was teleported to?
We will hold on to it for the time being and give it a full diagnostic, and will be returned to you in a matter of time.
Thank you, and I apologize for this inconvenience.
See to it that it does not happen again.
I'll be sure to.
Remain here. You'll be seen out in a moment.
Very well.
He will get up and leave.
All right.
You're left in the room on your own.
Alexander will give a little glance around and then turn on his tablet to see where the beacon is.
Yeah, you will be able to see where the beacon is.
All right.
The beacon is underground in the center of the city.
Okay.
Based on what you can tell. You don't have any more details other than that because obviously you don't have any massive maps of that area.
Mm-hmm.
And nor do you have access to any maps of that area.
Yeah.
Above ground you do, but obviously not below. After a few moments, the door opens again and you see an automaton stood there.
Alexander will calmly get up. I take it I'm to follow you, and he'll start moving forward.
You are escorted out, and you are then escorted to school.
Okay. You will just do a normal day at school then.
The rest of you, so that's Burnt Milk Thistle, you would know that Alexandrite did not arrive for school, and he would have been escorted into the class by 2 automatons, and once deposited, they will leave.
Milk Thistle would continue paying attention in class, but he'll speak with them afterwards.
Burned will continue paying attention as well. There are definitely questions that need to be answered.
Yeah, Alexander will just take his seat and apologize for the disturbance.
You definitely get looks as you take your seat, but other than that, the day will continue on as normal until you guys will have an opportunity to have your conversations. So if you want to speak to, are you planning to hold off any conversation until you are hidden away, or will you have a conversation with him prior to that?
Yeah, Milk Thistle will ask casually. Is everything all right? What led you away?
Oh, yes. There was just a small mix-up that happened. Apparently, one of my devices got that I lent to my friend got teleported away, and they were inquiring about that.
Is this anything that's going to disrupt our dinner plans?
I don't believe so. It is taken care of.
Very well.
And yeah, that would be it, I believe.
All right. After a little time after school and after your little chat, Alex, you would have a similar knock on the door, and when you answer it, there is again an individual and two automatons there.
I take it I am to be escorted again.
Yes, there are some follow-up questions that are required.
Very well.
The
You will go with them.
same procedures will happen to what literally happened this morning.
Alexander will be a little bit more chatty. So, busy day, or is this just it?
He looks to you and goes, "You're being escorted, and you are not. I'm unable to advise anything until you are questioned."
Yeah, all right. I will be silent then.
Once you get to the room, you sit down, you wait. The same ruminant will come in who was with you this morning.
Hello again.
Hello. So we have some follow-up questions.
Yes.
Your friend doesn't seem to remember you asking them that you asked them to install it. They advised they must have picked it up by mistake when they visited.
Really?
Yes.
Well, we did have a lot of talk, so things might have it might have been forgotten, or I may have been mistaken if I asked them or not.
How long ago did you ask them to fit it into your automaton?
Let's see. I Out of character, when was it? Like, I think.
The secret meeting would have been, yes to, well, kind of like one whole cycle ago, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, he'll probably like say like start to say yesterday, but then go correct himself as a cycle ago.
So, you had a conversation a cycle ago about fixing your automaton.
As well as other things.
And yet, your friend did not recall that on his first interview.
Well,
Indicated
like
he must have picked it up by mistake.
Well, like I said, we had a lot of talks that day. I like to regale him with stories of my homeland. Would you like to hear some?
That is not of importance in this investigation.
Very well. But yes, we talked quite a bit throughout the thing, so it might have been glanced over and forgotten.
I see.
And he does have a job to do. Yeah, and a bit of an important one, if I recall correctly.
He looks up and suddenly looks towards the mirror, and then says to you, "Bear with me a moment. I will return shortly."
All right.
He will...
Alexander is going to sense more of that because out of character, I know about two-way mirrors, but in character, Alexander doesn't.
You can sense motive.
All right. I guess private.
Yep, because you won't know the results.
Okay.
You can definitely tell he's responding to something. I mean, clearly something potentially to do with the mirror, because he obviously looked at it for a few moments. You're not sure what. The mirror looks like the mirror. Now you had a chance to look at it. He's gone. You see reflection, but it was behind you at the time. But he clearly responded or reacted to something, because he kind of just stopped and then obviously acted. I mean, the only other thing you can think of, it's almost like somebody sent him a sending message and he then reacted to it in a sense. How you would understand it as.
Yeah. So while I'm just kind of sitting there, I'm gonna sit at the like pull out my tablet and send a message that says, I forgot what's our meeting code name. Like, I might be a little late for
dinner.
plans.
There's no secret meeting happening at the moment. There's no downtime of the thing. This literally is just after your meeting. So generally, you've got a number of cycles before it happens again.
All right. But yeah, I think Alexander will still send a message that says, I might be a few minutes late for our dinner plans. And he'll probably just do that too, like a group message.
Okay. You do not receive any replies.
All right. Well, he'll just put his tablet away and just kind of tap his hooves on the desk.
After a short while, the same ruminant will come back in and goes, so, you were meeting with your friend yesterday. Last cycle.
Mm-hmm.
How much time did you spend together?
Let's see. I think we at least see each other. I'm like, what's the equivalent to a week or something like that? Like,
They count it in cycles. They don't really have weeks or months.
yeah, whatever the like equivalent to, like, once a week or something like that is.
You can just say 7 cycles. No, 8
Yeah,
cycles
7
technically,
cycles.
because that's a week for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think once every 7 cycles.
I see. And how long was your meeting last cycle?
I'm like, it normally goes throughout my entire free time.
I see. So, our records show that you had limited time with your friend on that day, and you were not in close proximity at all for most of your cycle.
Really?
Yes. And
That is quite
what would
odd.
you say to that?
Well, I don't know. Are your records infallible?
Yes, they are perfectly fine and are not incorrect.
Really?
Really?
Well then, where would the records show that I was at those days?
Not in the presence of your friend.
Oh, that's not very precise.
Oh no, we have the full information. But perhaps you wish to be honest with us and we'll see if we can be accommodating. But if you continue to be dishonest, then the consequences could be far higher for you.
Sorry, out of character. I'm just like, oh god, what do I say?
Don't say anything. You don't talk to the police.
Yeah, like, does Alexandrite know to ask for a lawyer?
I don't think they'd have.
I don't think the legal system works that way here.
Well, okay, she's like, fuck. All right, need to focus. Well, if you have any idea of what happened, maybe you can tell me. since I clearly don't recall correctly. Though I am not as smart as others, so.
The ruminant kind of raises an eyebrow at that and goes, "No, you need to tell us. And be truthful."
Nope. Yeah, I know, but I'm also like, if I push it, they might just turn off my heart there.
I mean, I know this is a fantasy world, but when it comes to intelligence officials, which I'm guessing this particular ruminant is, they never ask questions they already don't know the answer to because they're deliberately trying to catch you in a lie. And that's unfortunately what they've done.
Question.
Answer.
Do I have to answer, or?
Well, I don't know. Do you?
I'm asking in character.
Oh. It would be in your best interest if you wish to speak the truth.
Roll sense motive on that, please.
As this will very
Alright.
severely affect your threat rating.
Yeah, sense and motive.
He seems pretty stonewalled. You find it hard to really get a read from him. Other than he seems quite certain in what he just said.
Mm-hmm. I'm just like, yeah. The only other thing I can do is like throw Bramble under the bus here and be like, yeah, yes, he took it. But it's like, Alexander, I wouldn't do that. Very well. Then I think I'm done answering questions.
I'm afraid that's not how it works here. If you do not wish to cooperate, we'll have to send you for re-education, as cooperation is a threat. Non-cooperation is a threat to the city, and we can't have threats walking around.
Very well then.
Do you wish to answer any of the questions?
No.
I see.
Let's get this re-education over with then.
Understood. The door opens and some automatons come in.
All right.
They move over to you and move to place what looks like restraints on.
All right.
So, except for they're different. They just are metal bar, or not metal bars, metal sort of like cufflinks that go around each of your legs.
Okay.
Once they're all on, they seem to activate and like an energy field connects them. It seems to stop you from making a very big stride, so you can only kind of walk either lots of little steps very quickly, or you kind of walk in slowly.
Mm-hmm.
and you are taken away to an unspecified location. So we'll be back with Alex in a bit. The next thing you guys kind of notice, Alex isn't in school.
Did my message not go out at all?
No.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I wonder what's taking Alex so long. Bird will whisper to the others.
They give a shrug. And
Milk Thistle. Milk Thistle will ask the teacher, like, "Pardon me, teacher. One of our students is not here, Alexandrite, and he's been late before. Is everything all right?"
he goes, I do not know currently where Alexandrite is. Perhaps you should check in on him when you finish class today. If you
Well,
wish to
can't we send word for him? If he misses too many classes, that would affect his education here.
It will, and he will just have to make up the time. But for now, we worry about yours, not the one who wishes to miss the lessons.
I've known Alexandrite for some time now. He's not one to miss lessons. If he's missing, then something is horribly wrong.
Oh, nothing can go horribly wrong here. I'm sure he's perfectly safe, and if should he require medical attention, those who can help him will be alerted.
May we have your permission to ask City where he is?
If you wish.
All right. Milk Thistle will do just that. He'll pull out his tablet. City.
You will get a response of yes.
Where is Alexandrite?
That information is not available.
Why is he not here in class?
That information is not available.
Well, who has that available information? I need to know where he is.
That information is not available.
Teacher, I'm very concerned about Alexandrite's safety. If he's not here, something is wrong.
I'm sure the city. I'm sure the city has it well in hand, and well in whatever they would use as the equivalent of hand. And if there's something that has happened to him, I'm sure that he's been looked after well, and you're merely being told little at the moment, just to not worry you, so you can keep focused on your studies.
Forgive my insubordination, teacher, but not being informed on my friend's whereabouts is very concerning. I am not able to concentrate on my work.
Well, I recommend doing your best. Once class is finished, then you can go and look for your friend.
Forgive me, teacher, but his safety is of my utmost concern.
Well, everybody's
Like
safe.
you said, I can make up for missed classes. Excuse me. And Milk Thistle will get up to leave.
All right. You leave the class and find yourself obviously outside school.
All right. Once outside, Milk Thistle is going to call on City again. City, I need to know where Alexandrite is. If I'm not allowed to know from you, then I need to speak to those who do know.
He is safe. That is all you need to worry. He is not in any danger and is being looked after.
I would like to speak with him.
That can be arranged. One moment.
Thank you.
You hear a chime on your tablet, and like almost like it's ringing. You've probably played around with like the call feature and stuff on the tablets before, I have a feeling.
Is that to me?
Yes, but do not answer it. But you can answer it, Milk Thistle.
All right, Milk Thistle answers it.
Oh, hello, Milk Thistle. I'm okay. It is Alex. It is Alexandrite. It sounds like him perfectly.
Alexandrite, where are you? You've been missing class.
I need to answer more questions about this whole item that Bramble had. It's taken longer than I expected.
Where are you right now?
I'm in a room with one of the officers here.
Why have they detained you? What have you told them?
I haven't told them anything at the moment, other than the truth. But they just need some additional bits of their puzzle filled in.
Milk Thistle's gonna roll sense motive because even though this sounds like an Alexandrite, it's not speaking like Alexandrite.
Yep,
Is this actually Alexandrite?
you can roll sense motive. So it sounds like Alexandrite, but it doesn't have the same sort of mannerisms that he has. Though it has mimicked him very well. There's just the odd phrase that doesn't stands out a bit different. Just the way he puts things. It seems a little off. You're not too sure if he's like trying to get across a hidden message, or it's not him. It's hard to tell. But you're not sensing any hidden messages.
Alexandra, your absence from class is concerning me. We've been companions for quite some time now. Do you recall the time when we were on the material plane and we found that shepherd corn that was able to get us what we wanted? I wanted to discuss that more with you in class with the teacher. Do you remember?
Well, that's something we can talk a bit more details about once I'm back in class again. Though it might be a cycle or two. They seem to have a very odd way of doing things here, which takes far longer than normal.
You said you've told them nothing but the truth, yes?
Yes.
Do you believe honesty is of the utmost importance?
I do.
Then stop lying to me. However you're disguising your voice, you are not Alexandrite.
I'm not sure what else I can tell you, Milk Thistle.
You can tell me where Alexandrite is being held so I may speak to him.
The conversation stops, and City chimes in and goes, "Your allocated time with Alexandrite has elapsed."
Milk Thistle will look for the city guards and he will begin moving up the chain of command and start making a ruckus.
I'm just like, no, don't do this. We don't need two people in fucking re-education.
So, I mean, the easiest things to find first of all is the automatons who patrol nearby. There's always an automaton somewhere around about. They're like the first points of authority you can find, unless you head back into the school to cause disturbance with the teacher.
Milk Thistle will start with the automatons that are present.
All right. You find one which is currently in the guard mode, so standing still rather than in patrol mode, and it's just sort of standing there.
automaton. One of my companions, Alexandrite, has been taken from me. I need to speak with him.
The automaton just stays motionless.
Milk Thistle will pull out the tablet. City.
Yes.
Who is the ruminant responsible for overseeing law and order?
If you wish to see your friend, please be patient. He will be with you in a few cycles. He is in safe hands and will not be harmed, if that is your concern.
I wish to see for myself.
Once things have been completed with the questioning, you'll be able to see him once again.
Where is he currently being held?
He is currently being held in our detainment centre for questions.
City, pull up a map.
I'm afraid you will not be notified where the detainment centre is. As you will not be, as unless you are being detained, you are not allowed, you do not have permission to enter.
Why precisely has he been detained? What has happened?
He is needed to answer questions about an incident that happened it's more than one cycle now. 2 cycles ago.
It would be two. Milk Thistle thinks for a moment. What incident occurred 2 cycles ago?
Unless you are already aware of the situation, then that information is not to be shared. Should you be required to answer questions on the incident, you will be contacted.
Contacted by whom?
By somebody, by a member of the enforcement staff.
If I may be allowed to see Alexandrite and ensure that he is safe, I will return to my classes.
An appointment has been scheduled for you to see him in 2 cycles.
I need to see him sooner.
That is not possible.
2 cycles would cause considerable disruptions to my education.
2 cycles of missed education will not be vital. If you wish to return to your quarters because of stress, you may do so.
Am I able to send word directly to Alexandrite?
You may send him a message. When he is able to answer, I'm sure he will.
And would that be within 2 cycles?
Likely less, but not by much.
Milk Thistle is definitely frustrated. I'm trying to think, is Milk Thistle privy to anything that Alexandrite had done with Katerina?
Only kind of what you discussed in the meeting prior, really.
I'm trying to remember what's the item in question talked about, and that it would be given to Katerina.
So the discussions, what happened was the item the tracking device that was kind of designed for Katerina was to be given to Bramble, and Bramble was going to walk through one of the gateways to have it teleported away. and and
Oh yes, okay, that was supposed to be the tracking device, so we would know where our gear was being kept. I remember now.
Mhm.
yeah. Yeah, and that was the plan. He was called in or taken into questions kind of the on the morning of when that would have happened.
Okay. Milk Thistle will speak to City again. City,
Yes.
where is Katerina, the flesh automaton currently?
His location is currently unknown.
How would it be unknown?
He his tracking device is not installed and he has no life signs to track.
I see. Very well then. I shall return to my class.
Should you
And Milk
become
Thistle,
more distressed, please report to the medical wing as uh, there are ruminants there that you can speak to help you with this sort of stress.
Milk Thistle will return to his class.
Anything you wish to do prior to the 2 cycles that Alex was promised to return to you?
I mean, out of character, yeah, I want to speak to him, but I don't know how to go about doing that without being perceived as a threat. I'm trying to think if there's any way to manipulate the city's logic systems. Like if it would be logical for Milk Thistle to see Alexandrites while he was being detained. That's what I was trying to go for. Didn't work. Getting word to and from Alexandrite's going to take a while. Milk Thistle would want to find Katarina, though. See if he's privy to anything that's been going on.
Would you do that after class?
After class, yeah.
Where would you go?
He would go to the room Katarina was staying in. I believe he was staying with Alexandrite, so Milk Thistle would go to Alexandrite's quarters.
You will find Katerina in there.
All right. And he would request Burn go with him.
Yeah, Burned will. Yeah, he'll go with Milk Thistle. Sorry, I'm just like kind of coming down from lunch, so it's like holy crap.
It's all good. I put some Carolina Reaper sauce in my porridge, so it's kicking in.
Oh God, you poor man.
No, it's good. I like the kick. Anyway,
Katerina's there, and he goes, "I do not." He goes, "Alex was taken away earlier by metal ruminant and a normal ruminant."
did you hear what they were discussing? Because Alexandrite has been detained. I'm not able to reach him.
They asked him. They said to him that he needs to answer some more questions. That is all I heard before they walked off.
Oh great, he's been detained. This isn't good.
We're going to have a very difficult time if we have to push back on dinner plans. But when we discuss dinner together later, I believe we can work out a few more of the details, such as the napkin placements and whatnot. Do you understand, Galleria?
I was not aware we were bringing napkins, but I'm sure that I can adjust.
Yes, well, Alexandra has always been quite a messy eater, so having extra napkins on the hoof would be beneficial.
Ah, I see. Yes, making sure things are clean is important.
Precisely. Bern, have you spoken with Swift Victory recently?
Uh, it's been tough to keep track of them because of the different cycles and shifts and all. But I'm pretty sure I could try to catch him.
Um,
Well, Swift Victory is scheduling a meeting with Elder Great Longhorn. Perhaps he can, um, I forget the fancy word for this, but perhaps he can ask the Elder if Alexandria could be released to us early. That way we don't have to postpone dinner.
I suppose it's possible.
As for the other things we'll need for dinner, all of the utensils, the forks, the knives, the spoons, the cups, are there any other plans in place to obtain them in a timely manner? Because doing it last minute would be quite hectic.
I believe we were going to plan that bit next when we all got together.
Yes, well, with Alexandrite being absent, it will be difficult, but not impossible.
But I believe Steele was talking to the others about some of those.
All right, very well. Is there anything else amiss at this time? As Metal Banana decided to jump off the edge of the city.
Uh, no, I believe I've not heard of any reports of people jumping.
Metal Banana has been unaccounted for more than a cycle now.
Well, Meltbin hopefully should be still just going to work and doing things normal. Though, if they do show up, Steele would have asked them to find them a nice walk they can have prior to dinner, their dinner plans, and hoping that Metal Banana can find them a nice little walk, depending if Metal Banana got the gist of what he was trying to get.
Right.
That is what they might be doing, but I don't know until they're here to try and do it.
Well, in spite of these setbacks, how is everyone?
I am okay. Then, well, he kind of hold gestures to himself. Other than this, but I'm coming to terms with it.
Have you been outside this room since you've arrived?
I have, but I scare most.
Hmm.
I can't conceal myself, but it feels odd being in such a strange place. Does not feel like home.
I did speak with City earlier this cycle. City informed me that she was not able to locate you. because you don't have a tracker and you don't have a life signature.
Yes, Alex was supposed to have the tracker inserted. He did try to have that done, but ended up scaring the mechanic and he locked himself in his office. Then we went to the hospital and scared most of the hospital staff.
Katerina, since you currently don't have a tracker and you don't have a life signal, it would be difficult for anyone to be able to find you if they needed to. You do realize this, yes?
I suppose I can hide, but hiding here is equally as fine.
I think you may play a most crucial part in our dinner plans.
I
Even if Alexandrite is late, I think with you there, everything will be able to go smoothly.
I can try and hide myself for the most part, but I do scare people if they see me.
Oops.
Though there is not much, or there is not really anywhere that I need to go.
Well, certainly not. Not presently. But we'll have an opportunity to discuss this further.
Out of character, I believe both Milk Thistle and Katarina know about the armor and the plan to have Katarina, act as an automaton to scout out areas.
Yeah, but they need to wait until the next, shutdown of city.
Yeah.
Outage.
Yeah, I just wanted to remind people because this was part of the plan.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you getting locked up might have pushed things back, and
Go forward.
without knowing how much time is passing in the real world, the loss of a cycle is throwing a monkey wrench in our plans. If Alexandra is going to be gone for 2 cycles, we may have to just resort to subterfuge for the time being before we can enact anything.
Yeah.
Because this is strictly out of character. So,
Yeah.
Byrne, one of the things that Milk Thistle wants to do is he wants to discover the teleporter that brought the entire city here that's floating in the ethereal plane. He wants to locate that because if we can use that, we can bring the entire city back to the material plane and everyone on it and everything in it.
You know what's funny is I was actually thinking about that myself during the week. Because if we were to get a pair of goggles after we get a voice recording of the Elder, we could essentially, hack into that and just go, fuck you, your city's back here.
Yeah,
Live with it.
if we can get those things.
Yeah.
But that would be a brilliant grand idea if we could pull that off. But that's what I'm working towards. But if that's not possible, then we may have to take the safe routes and just build a smaller teleporter and just get out while we can with what we have.
Agreed. 100%.
Beyond that, I'm not sure what else to discuss until the meeting where we can speak more openly.
Your secret meeting you can have. You don't know when the next one will be, because you kind of got to wait for the signal. As it's normally Bramble who lets everybody know when it's going to happen.
But Bramble's probably detained too, isn't he?
No one's checked.
Milfissa will check. City.
Yes.
Where is Bramble located?
Currently in his quarters.
All right. Milthistle will send a message to Bramble. And it's not going to be one that's going to be deleted. He'll keep this one open. He'll simply say, Bramble, I wish to speak with you.
You get one back. Go. Yeah. Where do you want to meet?
Uh, let's let's meet in the art district.
Yeah, sure. See you there in. He will indicate something weird like 100th of a cycle.
Ah,
All right. Mephisto looks to Burn. It's like, shall we go?
let's.
Katerina, do you wish to travel with us? Even though you were assigned to Alexandrite, I don't think it would be unacceptable for you to be with us as long as we escort you.
I shall grab the item with a hood and join you.
All right. And we go to the art district.
Yep.
You will find Bramble there.
Bramble?
A milk thistle?
Are you aware that Alexandrite has been detained?
I didn't. I mean, I knew that
Yeah.
he was going to be questioned, but that's as much as I knew.
Yes, unfortunately, he will be detained for the next 2 cycles.
That seems a bit long.
Were
Let-
you were you involved in this in any way?
In what? Him being detained?
Yes.
I mean, they knew I had Alexandrite's tracker, and they asked me how did I get it, and I told him that I probably bumped into him, and we might have exchanged it by mistake.
By mistake.
Well, and they said they would speak with Alexandrite and check this. I can only assume that he said something different. And he must have
How
said
much
something
time
that was less unbelievable.
did you flat out tell them it was a tracker?
I, I didn't say that I knew what it was. I mean, when when they described what it was, and I mean, I know what they look like. I've seen them before, but so once I had some information about it, I knew what it was.
How much time did you spend with the one who was questioning you?
Not too long.
Were you frightened by him? Did he intimidate you?
No, it was rather calm and questions were asked pretty straightforwardly. I mean, the room was fairly empty and bare, and there was just him in there. I mean, he was small for a ruminant.
Have you revealed any of our dinner plans to anyone?
No, I've not mentioned anything about dinner plans. Didn't know you were
Gonna roll.
planning any dinner plans.
Out of character, Bramble was there when we discussed the dinner jargon was going to be code talk, correct?
Yes. But you would also remember that he indicated he wasn't going to take part in any of the main stuff. He would help but he wouldn't take part in anything directly.
But he didn't want to do anything that would hurt the city. I remember him saying that.
Yeah, so
I'm still going to roll sense motive just to see if he lied about telling anyone about dinner plans.
yeah, sure. As far as you can tell, he's not indicated anything about dinner plans. You definitely get the sense of you get the way he kind of his body language shows that he knew of the dinner plans, but he's obviously acting like he doesn't know of dinner plans. If you get what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah, I know nothing.
I know nothing.
Not sure what else to say on this.
I mean, if he's gone for a few days, I mean, I don't know what questions they'll be asking him. I mean, it's possible he said something so unbelievable that, or something what they don't trust, and if he lies, then that will increase his threat rating, and if he doesn't be truthful, then I mean that's a quick way to get a rating of 10.
Milk Thistle will close his eyes really tightly. This sucks. The Big Brother is always watching. I can't just speak openly about what I want to discuss here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have much real world experience, like speaking in code. I always just wait for private times when we're alone.
This is why we can't have nice things.
You can have nice things.
we can-
You just can't have your own thoughts.
Yeah. Yeah, as long as you obey, you will have a nice, comfortable life.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I disagree with that.
Well, in real world terms, that's actually pretty much how it goes. If you live under a dictator, even if they're a benevolent one, as long as you obey, you will live comfortably.
Yeah.
You know, especially if you support the dictator. You know, if the dictator does everything you want, you don't perceive any oppression of that.
Very true.
All right. I'm not sure where else to go with this. Bern, do you have any ideas?
Sorry. Oh, man. Offhand, I don't think I do. My brain's been kind of mush for the past few days, so, oh, man. I got nothing. I'm sorry.
Metal Bananas, not feedback either.
I think the best plan is to just carry on as is.
You can always talk to other NPCs. Other NPCs might give you other suggestions based on their own personal opinions and stuff. So if you're still wanting to do something, if you can have a talk to any of the other major NPCs, they might be more helpful or have more insight.
Yeah, Still Prism, Swift Gadget, Swift Victory. The thing is, like any action I want to take is immediately going to be perceived by City.
Yeah.
Well, we still have the code, so you can go to Steel Prism and say like, "Oh, Alexandrite's going to be 2 cycles late for dinner," or something like that.
We might. this is out of character. We might be able to go ahead and have Swift Victory meet with Elder Grey Longhorn to go ahead and get the recording.
Yeah.
Have the lastborn ruminants told us that any of the tablets can they be taken offline to where City cannot perceive what's on it?
The only sort of way you've been told anything like that was technically City can't see anything when you're inside of the hideout.
Right, but is it possible to have something like a computer that's disconnected from the internet, meaning it's only using the hardware that's installed on it?
They have a computer in the hideout that does that.
Okay.
That is, but no one's ever really asked them that sort of question if it can be done outside of the hideout.
Okay, then for the time being, I think Alexandra is just gonna have to sit tight. We'll try to get the recording and see if we can keep it off of the remote tablets that City has access to, so that way we can take it and use it when we're ready. All right. Yeah, if that's all we've got for now, then I think we can just wait till the next meeting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I assumed Swift Victory would have probably requested the audience with Elder Longhorn after your meeting with Milkthistle.
Yes.
Yeah. I was asking that was I'm assuming would have been the idea, Milkthistle.
Yeah, but we needed to find a way to let him know he's going to be carrying this tablet and recording the elder's voice. We were going to try to have the meeting so we could speak openly about what our intentions are. Because if he just has the meeting and doesn't record his voice, that's not going to help us.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, he would have by now got a response back, and he would tell you that he has got a meeting date in 5 cycles.
5?
Yeah.
Jeez. And we've been here for 2, correct?
Yeah, since that meeting with him, it's been 2 cycles.
Dang it. All right. Well, by then we'll have Alexandrite back.
Are you planning to speak to anyone else about Alexandrite's predicament?
Yeah, still Prism should know.
Okay.
I know we've got the Blaze anti-paladin with us, the one who was operating the cannon. But we haven't brought her into much of this.
Right.
I think Steel Prism and Swift Victory would be the most important ones to inform.
Yeah.
All right. So you go to tell Steel Prism, and he will welcome you into his room. What brings you my way? Dinner plans?
Yeah. The dinner plans may have to be postponed.
Oh.
The Swift Victory has a meeting with Elder Grey Longhorn successfully scheduled, but it won't be for another 5 cycles, so it will be a considerable amount of time before we get the menu prepared.
Oh well, we weren't gonna be able to prepare the menu, at least not until our next get together, and then we can finalise the menu and then finalise meeting places. So.
Yes, and unfortunately, Alexandrite has been detained.
Detained?
He was asked questions regarding a device that was passed off to one of the last years. The last year spoke honestly, about how he obtained it. And when Alexandrite was questioned, he said some things that deemed him to be detained for 2 cycles. Any attempts I made at meeting with Alexandrite were swiftly turned away.
Why is it always Alex? Still says. Do we know what he said to upset to be detained?
Not precisely. Only that he was questioned and gave unsatisfactory answers.
Right, okay. So, generally, when a prisoner doesn't give you an answer that you want, if you can, you lock them up. If you've got significant evidence against them, you can obviously arrest them and put them through the justice system. And as far as I know, for the justice system for the city, it's whatever this re-education is.
The city was not willing to give direct answers, but it has assured that Alexandrite is safe. There was an attempt to deceive me, however. Someone or something answered Alexandrite's tablet and attempted to use his voice to assure me that he was okay. I was able to sniff out the deception because it didn't use his mannerisms or his cadence in speaking.
That is both interesting and disturbing.
When I demanded to know who I was speaking to, the transmission was cut.
Who cut it?
I believe City did.
And what did City say when it was cut?
City said that my allotted time had ended.
Did it say how long you had to speak to him to begin with?
No. I asked if I could speak to Alexandrite. I called his tablets. And when I demanded to know who was deceiving me, the allotted time had ended and I was cut off.
I hate to point out sort of that seemed rather convenient and seemed I'm maybe making a leap of logic here, but almost like the city itself was deceiving you, and once you saw through the deception, it deceived you again to get out of it. That could be a bit odd.
Milk Thistle pulls out his tablet. City.
Yes.
Did you attempt to deceive me by mimicking Alexandrite's voice?
No. You were speaking with Alexandrite.
I was not speaking with Alexandrite.
I'm sorry you feel that way, but you were speaking with him. Perhaps the stress of the situation was confusing you.
Would it not have been more beneficial to simply state you are not permitted to speak with Alexandrites?
It was deemed that your stress levels would warrant a opportunity to talk to him to lessen your worries. It was a mistake,
But I made it.
and it would not happen again, as it clearly heightened them more than anything.
Being lied to is what heightened my anxiety. City.
There was no deception. Still gives you Still gives you a motion to like. He like. No, he actually can't do that. He sits down, then he gives you the motion to like cut it through. Doing the gesture with his hoof.
Milk Thistle acknowledges the gesture with a nod of his head. Thank you for your time and your reassurance.
Your well-being is important to me.
Of that, I have no doubts. And he'll put his tablet away.
So let's talk hypothetically here. So let's say hypothetically, what you're saying is true, and your city is deceiving, and where it's not. But let's say hypothetically. That's that means the city does not want to know what's going on, and wants us to think Alex is perfectly fine. I mean, we could sit and wait for 2 days to see if he actually does reappear, or if we get other reasons come up. But
it would also imply that city is not strictly a machine.
That's what I was thinking. Well, I mean the automatons that I'm vaguely aware of tend to not really show much in the way of emotions. I mean, I suppose if you talk about still hearts and clockworks, I mean they do, but I mean still hearts are plants and clockworks are actually ponies who are cursed.
City did reveal an interesting bit of history to me.
What was that?
There is a biological component to how City is able to operate everything. How City hears everything, how City sees everything. It's not just machines and computers like this. When he taps his tablet.
How so?
A female ruminant gave her brain to City, and that was the final piece needed in order to activate everything.
That, I suppose, explains a little bit. If there's an organic... But that... well, I suppose that also means the City's capable of other emotions. Like, fear, love... But that also means they would suffer from other characteristics like lying, deception, and all those sort of things. Well, if it's reliant heavily on the organic part, I suppose.
Well, City decided that that line of inquiry wasn't to be pursued anymore.
Well,
it's strange. The first impression you get of City is that it's autonomous and functions and runs throughout this entire structure, but then it also seems to make mistakes.
Yeah. So there's clearly a lot to unpack here, but if the City is capable of mistakes and capable of thinking organically, I mean that could go in our benefit.
It's also making me rethink my initial hypothesis. The gods are not inscrutable,
As
but
much as I don't like to admit it out loud, no, they can sometimes make mistakes or misjudgments.
very rarely do they express any level of insecurity.
Yeah, generally
City
speaking.
seems to.
Continue your line of thought.
City seems to express levels of insecurity at times, as though it says something that it realized it shouldn't have. That is a very mortal characteristic.
Well, perhaps when it interacts with us, the more organic side's present, and when it comes to the more automated systems, it's more the automated side of it. So perhaps the automated one is making some decisions, and the organic one is obviously responding to that, perhaps. Or perhaps there is at least some control the other way, like seeing your distress and granting you a chance to talk to Alexandrite to help lessen your distress.
But it attempted to use deception in order to lessen my distress.
Well, hypothetically.
Hypothetically, of course.
Well, hypothetically speaking, if somebody wanted to lessen your distress, which would be letting you speak to Alex, and let's say it wasn't Alex, that means he was not in a position where he could talk to you, or the city didn't want him telling you anything. So perhaps he's learned something he's not supposed to, or, well, hypothetically, or perhaps he's not in a situation where he could speak to us, and the city didn't want us to know the full story because perhaps it would upset you more, and worried about the actions you might take.
Well, I tried to express higher anxiety levels by not being able to speak to him directly, and the only thing City offered was therapy.
Was that before or
But I
after
don't.
you talked to Alex?
Before, no, after I spoke with Alex.
And it was clear it obviously tried to give you what you wanted but couldn't, so that was its final option. To try and get you to, talk about your worries rather than acting on your worries.
I just do not like being lied to.
Oh, I know that feeling greatly.
Regardless, if City is telling the truth about Alexandrite being released in 2 cycles, then perhaps he's not in immediate danger.
Perhaps. Though, the only way you'll possibly be able to get a more potential chance of something would be concern on his pregnancy and the fact that worried of the unborn child. though I'm not certain how that might go down. Given that if there is any worries, they do have quite advanced medicine on hand on hoof to deal with most problems. Probably
could be worth consideration.
Yeah, though I have a feeling that probably would work better in one of our jails rather than here.
Any thoughts, Brian?
He he sort of blinks a bit as he rubs his chin. I don't think they'd be wanting to risk harming Alexandrite's child, the unborn within him, but this does seem like it's going to cause some problems.
Yes, if we do poke the bear, so to speak, it will bite back. It's unlikely we will get far with our attempting to speak with Alex again, as I'm not sure there is a path that will allow you to have direct communication. Though
Yeah. He seems to be in deep contemplation. It doesn't look like he has anything yet, just from what Steel and Milk Thistle can can tell based off of his expression. Same with Katarina.
still
But
still goes, I might have something. He
Oh.
will pull up his own tablet and here he goes, city, and the city will respond. I wish to come and give further evidence in Alexandrite's for Alexandrite, be that how he acts when under pressure or when he is when he's in a stressful situation, as I have dealt with him in the past as a legal representation of the within Everglow, and I can offer some additional insight into his mindset that might explain any rules he could possibly have broken by mistake. Still kind of waits for an answer, and after a few moments, the city will return a question and goes, in what capacity were you in? Basically, it asks for further evaluation of what he was. I was assigned his judge and sentencing based upon his based upon his actions and a suitable punishment to behest to him. Myself, as well as the Sun Queen, I was acting on the behalf of the Sun Queen, my deity, and as well as Alexandrite's deity, to see if he should be punished for his actions in our eyes and be stripped of his paladinhood. The city will respond and goes, your additional questions can be put forth if you wish to comply. A security representative will come by to take you give your what do you say, statement? I don't feel like that would be the right word.
Testimony?
Testimony, yeah. To give
counsel.
to give your counsel.
Thank you. I was like, wait a minute, testimony is something totally different.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He still goes, I accept. And then the answer back will be, please do not move. They are on their way.
Are you certain this is wise? You may end up giving more than you need to.
Well, I only plan to speak about his stubbornness in walking the wrong path. I mean, I do not know if it will help, but it will speak of his character and I know his thick-headedness at times. Perhaps the city might go, if it's punishing him and that's why he's been detained for 2 days, perhaps it will lessen its punishment or detainment. Because for all we know, it could be trying to make a decision on what he wants to do.
So please be very careful.
I only plan to speak about the events that happened on Everglow. I don't plan to speak of anything more. I will check with you first, though. Do you want me to speak of the event that caused me to pass judgment on him, or shall I remain quiet on what that is? Given your involvement.
I believe it would be most wise to not discuss that in detail.
Understood.
Beyond the judgment itself.
I will keep only what happened within the room. But I recommend, while I'm off doing questioning, that you guys have a walk and see if you can blow off some tension on this walk. Make it probably a fairly nice slow one, a good 100 feet away from anything too stressful.
Very well, I will take that under advisement.
At that point, a chime will come on the door, and Still will go over and open the door, and there would be a ruminant and 2 automatons. And they will go indicate Steel Prism, and he will go, that'll be me. If you please come accompany us, we will take you to take your statement. Steel will look back to you guys and goes, well, I hope you guys enjoy your walk. I will see you later on.
See you soon.
Be safe.
And Steel will head out. What are you guys planning on doing?
I say we take that walk.
Yes, we can go feed the ducks or whatever the equivalent of ducks are here.
All right, so I'm going to ask out of character here, just so I can get the gist of what are you planning to do as your long walk?
Once again, I apologize for being quiet today. It's been a week.
Yeah, no problem.
If Steel Prism was trying to insinuate something with the long walk and being 100 feet away from anything stressful, I didn't quite pick that up. So I'm gonna roll sense motive to see if I could pick up on his if there was a hidden meaning.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that as well.
Yeah, sure.
I don't think my sense motive is very good. Let's see. Yeah, no.
You can roll to assist me if you want.
Sure. This is gonna be blind GM, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if I roll above a 10, then I assist. Or is it a 10 or 12? I think it's
It's
a
10.
12. 10. All right.
What's 10?
To
to
roll to
assist.
Oh, you can't assist because this is something you work out in your own mind rather than an open conversation. So
All right.
that's fine.
I think you can still give the attempt.
You can still take
Yeah.
that as your role for it.
Yeah. I think I'll do that.
I need to pee, so I'll be right back.
No worries. I will tell you of your potential doom later. Once we've got as far as I know that you ain't getting out of anything. I think he still technically needs to make a check to like get across his secret message, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think it's a bluff.
Okay.
I think.
As a paladin, he doesn't have good bluff because he doesn't bluff. Well, he
I
doesn't,
mean, as a samurai, I don't have good bluff either.
he doesn't lie technically, but hidden messages is not lying. Ooh. Fair enough. All right, so all right, Bernd, you know that something secret was trying to be communicated, but you don't know what it was. Milk Thistle, on the other hand, you're quite certain that he was hinting at you to follow him at a distance so you know where he's going.
Oh no, stealth. Oh no.
Okay. Then yeah, we should do that. I'm not sure how successful this will be though.
Yeah.
Milk Thistle's not built for stealth.
Neither am I. I have a whole whopping +0.
I have a +1.
I
I thought you
mean,
said like 100 feet away.
Yeah, 100 feet away. Okay, I have a plan here, Bernd.
Mm-hmm.
Milk Thistle's gonna turn to Bernd as Steel Prism is leaving, so that way Steel Prism hears this right before the door shut.
yeah.
Milk Thistle's gonna say, Bernd, there's actually several locations I'd like to go to. Just keep up with me and we'll get to see them all.
And Bernd will give a nod and say, of course, lead the way.
Katerina will go, do you want me to come too?
Of course.
Yes, come with us. It's good that we're together.
All right.
All right.
Stu will make his way off to where he's going.
All right, so Milk Thistle will gather up the party and we'll take the next elevator down. We should be able to visually see Steel Prism by the time we make it out of the building.
Yeah, I mean, thankfully Still was red, so he kind of stands out a bit. So he's not too hard to spot.
Red, a different species than everyone else.
Yeah.
Hmm.
There's a few things going for his favour, and
Oh.
Milk Thistle's ridiculously good eyes.
So what Milk Thistle's going to do is, as we're tailing them, instead of following in a straight line, Milk Thistle's actually going to go at angles to observe whatever,
Yeah.
and then travel at another angle to observe whatever, and then another angle to observe whatever. So this way, this kind of zigzag pattern where they're never like locking eyes on skill directly allows them to, stay within eye shot, but not facing them directly to appear suspicious.
Yep, I got what you're saying. All right. With that, all I will require from you is a perception test, so you can basically keep eyes on.
All
Roll
right.
perception.
All right. Yeah, I'll roll it as well. Yeah, perception is like one of my one of my few lowest stats or skills.
You got +8 to it, isn't that like?
Yeah, comparing it to my +0 in stealth.
Well, or your +6 in bluff or sense motive. Sorry.
Yeah.
So, you definitely lose sight of him a few times, Milk Thistle, but you're able to catch him again, only just. So you almost do lose him. You are able to make out that he does go to that section over there, though you're not certain what building he goes in.
Can we at least determine what sector he's in, like what neighborhood?
Yeah, I pinged it on the map. So, oh, you mean what sector within inside that area?
Mhm.
Right. Can we get within at least a block so we know which road he would be on?
I'm just going to do one other person's perception who's with you. They have a reasonable chance. No. Okay, Katrina does not help. You're definitely certain that it'll be one of the earlier districts rather than him going in deeper, because you're quite certain you would have probably seen still travelling more if he hadn't entered one of the sort of more earlier buildings just after the bridge.
Okay, so he didn't get too far ahead of us.
Yeah, you know it would have been in a building very sort of nearest the bridge, but you just don't know exactly what building he entered.
Well, shoot, now what?
Katrina goes, I can wait to see when he leaves.
I think that would be the best idea, the best course of action that we could take.
Yeah, you would definitely be the one who would likely go unnoticed.
Do you want me to try and find Alex, or just come back when Still leaves?
Come back when Still leaves.
He gives a nod.
Hmm.
All right, Byron. Let's walk over to the edge of the city and just look out into the ether for a bit.
Yep, sounds like a plan to me.
Let's contemplate the infinity and the agelessness of this place.
Yeah, I contemplate the meaning of life as well while we're at it.
So
The
we'll
answer is
be
42.
so we'll be kept busy, slowly slipping into madness.
As you're looking over the edge of the city, Milk Thistle, roll me perception, as you're probably the only person who might notice this. You notice an odd shimmer. Not like quite a bit of a distance away from the city, but you can see a shimmer below you. And it's not like just a small section, it's kind of like all around the city, as far as you can tell.
This definitely has my attention. I do not have a spyglass with me. The shimmer, is it changing colors or does it look like heat vapor coming off the top of a car?
It doesn't quite look like heat vapor coming off. It has a little bit of color to it, which is what made it kind of stand out. And there's kind of like an odd ripple in it that you catch every so often. And that's
Well,
what.
Thistle will point it out to Burn. Burn, do you see the shimmering ripple that's taking place out there?
Yeah, I do. What do you think that is?
Perhaps the edge of this city's influence. I'm not sure. Would knowledge planes reveal anything to me? Steel?
I'm just thinking if it. No, it really wouldn't give you any indication to. You know what you're seeing isn't really anything plane affecting or anything that you're aware of plane side.
Okay.
Would knowledge engineering be able to give me some insight?
That's probably going to be the best one.
I can try. I have a +5 in it.
Oh,
It's not my best.
Maybe not then.
I mean, it's worth a shot, right?
You can try.
I mean, at best, I get a nat 20.
And you got a 5% chance to be amazing.
I know, right? 5% chance to be awesome.
You have no idea how close that was to a 20 on my screen. You're not really certain at all what it could be. Milk Thistle, you can try. You can roll me an intelligence check to try and remember something.
Okay, coming up. Introduce intelligence.
Okay. When you fought B4, he had a similar ripple effect around him.
Burn, do you remember when we fought B4 and he would go invisible?
Both encounters? Yeah, I remember.
Not the first one. This you only saw this ripple on the second one.
Oh right, when we faced off against him in the Queen's retreat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. It happened right before he went in.
Wait, hold on. So I was thinking like invisible shimmer, like the Predator, but he fired a cannon and there was some rippling during that time. Is that what we're looking at?
Yeah, it was the time when he was a bit more upgraded. It was mostly around him physically, and you only saw it when he was visible. You, with that role as well, you would also remember that he had some sort of like extra protection on him. You probably would have put it down something like mage armor, or something, some sort of similar magical effect, but it has that same sort of shimmer.
Did we ever determine if all magic is blocked here in the city, or is it only divine magic?
You do know that it's only divine magic, as I believe somebody was able to do some divine magic. Who was it?
Because mage armor would be an arcane spell.
Yeah, I think somebody like used unicorn magic and that worked.
Where's Wishful Pen? Maybe. Oh wait, no, she's not a unicorn. Disregard.
No, still.
Kern, you're
I have light and unseen servant, but that's about it.
the shimmering. Does it appear to take the shape? Like, could I determine if it's the silhouette of a ship or like some being that's off in the distance?
No, it seems to be around the city. At least after a certain sort of height, it stops. It seems to be definitely around the bottom of the city, as best you can tell.
Do you think this is maybe a weak spot?
If it helps you, it's almost like it's like 2 floors down. It's probably the distance away from you.
If it is something like Mage Shield, it definitely wouldn't be a weak spot. It would be the most defensible area. Perhaps there's creatures here in the ethereal plane that try to push up against the city, and that's why it's up so high. Like in the astral plane, there are astral leviathans that are incredibly dangerous to any creature that goes through it.
Sorry about that, guys. That's a possibility, yes.
Could I, since it appears to be some kind of arcane spell, could I spellcraft it to identify it?
You don't know if it is an arcane spell. I was giving you your best guess more than anything.
My best estimate.
Yeah. That was when you last saw something very similar to it, and your best approximation would be something like mage armor.
I don't know, we could ask City directly. She might be willing to tell us since we can see it. No objections from Burned or Katarina. Okay, so Milk Thistle pulls out his tablet. City.
Yes.
The shimmering that we're able to see beneath us, is that some kind of magic spell like mage armor?
No.
What is it?
It is a force field preventing should anyone who falls off the city, it will they will land upon this and not fall to their deaths. They will then be retrieved and taken to the medical centre.
How many ruminants have fallen off of the city?
Only reports of one individual, and this was put in after that tragic event.
Who was the one who fell?
She gives you the designation. The person, and that name is the name of the ruminant who actually made the teleporter and left the city.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay. So only reports of one individual who jumped off the city and the force field was put in place afterward to prevent another. What was the word she used to prevent another
Tragedy.
Incident?
Incident.
Tragedy.
Yeah, tragedy probably be it.
All right. And the designation is the woman who built the teleporter. Is that the one that's in the secret hideout?
Yes. I'm trying to remember if I actually gave him a proper name, but I can't remember if I did.
I don't think she has been given a name. Every time she's brought up, the last year's referred to her as the only one who's used her.
Yeah, okay. Their name would have a connection with architecture.
I want to say that we did hear that name, but I don't remember what it was.
I can't remember at all.
I don't remember how to spell architecture. Architecture. Oh, there we go. It's an E, not an A. Dirt. All right. Okay.
It would. Okay, we're going to go with a name. So if one's already been said, then well, we won't worry about it. It would be gentle. I'm trying to think of a nice word.
What's that really cool half archway that's on Gothic cathedrals?
You mean no, it's not the buttress.
Gentle buttress. That's quite a name.
Lewd.
Gentle rotunda. That's kind of a fancy name.
Yeah, we'll go with that one. Gentle rotunda.
Gentle rotunda. She likes circles.
Yes, cat. I see you on my lap. What are you doing? You're making it hard for me to game. That's what you're doing.
Funny enough, the city is full of circles.
It makes sense.
Yeah. What information you do know about her is her father was the architect of the city, and she kind of almost took over him, but worked within the manufactorium.
This is sounding an awful lot like a GLaDOS portal.
The final boss is the city. No.
And we have to send it up to space.
Think with teleporters.
I mean, that's
I've
basically
already
what a
played
portal
that video
gun
game.
is.
No, thank you.
What was that, Steel?
So that's basically what a portal gun is just a teleporter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're dealing with material emancipation grids, so it makes sense. Right. How many cycles, asking City, how many cycles has the force field been in place?
You're looking in the millions. This one was in place as you begin to approach the edge.
So the force fields are only active when one is close to the edge?
Correct. As it does not need to be present continuously.
How much energy output does it take to keep the force field in place?
That information is not. You do not require that information. There you go. That'd be the one.
Are residents of a city only permitted a certain amount of time along the edge?
No.
If a large number of ruminants were to stand on multiple edge points, would that cause the timing of the cycles to increase?
No.
No.
But if you choose to stand near the edge for an extended period of time on multiple occasions, you will be sent to the medical centre to ensure that you are well.
If the city is 180,000 feet above the ground, what resides down there?
Um, a shadow version of your material plane.
Are there any creatures there who have attempted to enter the city?
No. We are at an altitude where none will affect us. But should there be anything that could, the defences would ensure that their complete destruction before they became a danger.
Do you know if the if the shadows down there are hostile or not?
They are considered hostile. Did you get that? Just want to make sure.
Yeah, no, I
Okay.
did. Sorry, I was just sort of mulling it over because it's like that's kind of suspicious.
What exactly is suspicious?
The fact that there's a shadow version of our home down there, and and the city considers all of them hostile. But have you been down there yet, city? Have you actually tried to make a home down there?
Now that is not required, as the city provides everything that is needed to survive.
He sort of Bird sort of gives Milk Thistle a look, like one that says, I don't know how to phrase this. Words are eluding me. Uh, it's like he's suspicious of City by this point, but it's more or less the fact that if the city has so much to provide in order to survive, then why not, try to survive on land or down at ground level? That's mainly where his brain is going.
Well, as City has pointed out to me, everything that the ruminants need for survival is produced right here.
And out of characters, if there's things down there that are dangerous, then well, why waste resources trying to fight them when you can just go above them?
I mean, that's true. Oh man,
This, out of character, this entire project the ruminant have made, this is an isolationist split dream.
yeah.
Yep.
This is like someone who wants
This
to. Sorry.
this is early 20th century America levels of isolationism. All right, so we have an active force field that will not save us from injury, but will save us from dying at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And will be retrieved and brought back. Too much time spent on the edge will result in mandatory evaluations for their mental well-being. Great Rotunda took over for her father for the construction of the city.
Oh no, followed his footsteps in architecture.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a
No.
kind of a hand-me-down title where he died and she continued his work.
Oh no, he still is alive somewhere in the city.
Okay, he's alive somewhere in the city. Out of character, do y'all think he would be worth talking to?
It couldn't hurt.
Yeah, you got like a couple of cycles, at least till Alexandria 3, so.
I think we'll wait for Katarina to get back and then meet up with Steel Prism, and then we can start seeking out Gentle Rotunda's father and see if he's got any insight.
All right. Still would emerge a little bit later, and obviously Katerina will follow Still back, as that was what he was instructed. Still was a little bit surprised, but we'll head back, and he will assume that you guys would want to see him straight away, so he will come and track you down. I assume you guys will probably be in either some sort of relaxation area or one of your quarters.
Yeah.
We'll go with one of those.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I guess going back to our quarters would be the
Yeah,
logical
that.
place.
Yeah.
All right. So Still will come there, and we'll bring Katerina with him. And he goes, well, I have no idea if any of it would help, but I did what I could.
Were you able to speak with Alexandra and sing it?
I was not. I merely indicated how much of a stubborn fool he was, and if he is caught out in something he does not like to admit, he chooses silence rather than answering questions.
Well, you did what you could.
Yes, well, hopefully the city will take this into consideration. I also indicated that early pregnancy in mares, and obviously him being an outliner in this, often causes them to act oddly.
Was there any indication that they would release him early?
Not that I'm aware of. I was merely thanked for my additional information. They did ask me some additional questions, like they asked me if I saw any interaction between Bramble and Alexandrite. I simply answered, not anything that I recall. I think they were trying to establish if they had any major contact, but I merely observed that I only tend to have limited time with a number of you, though I have gone around and seen many of the other crew members. I've not spent much time with Alexandrite outside of the occasional meeting. And they seem satisfied with everything I said.
Sorry, go ahead.
They seemed satisfied with everything I said, and I was able to come. But they definitely did pry more than just allowed me to give my statement.
By the way, that's a good question. Have I been getting any cravings lately?
Actually, have I as well.
You probably have, but you've enjoyed your plain salad.
I hate pickled cucumbers, damn it.
Though the medical place would have given you like additional sustenance injections and stuff.
Mm.
But it doesn't stop all those sort of fun things.
Mhm.
And you would not have suffered from morning sickness, as they would have given you something for that.
Okay.
Yes, Cat, I know you want all my attention.
But yeah, I did what I could, and it might be nothing.
Well, you did what you could, and that's all that matters. I guess we'll just have to bunker down for the next 2 cycles and see what happens.
All right, Alex.
Mm-hmm.
So good news and bad news.
Yes.
You will get out 1 cycle earlier, but you're going to be
Okay.
slightly brainwashed.
Oh, okay. Only
Oh
slightly.
no.
As you're re-educated partially. You don't really remember much of your re-education, as you're drugged a little bit, and that does affect your ability to hold on to, proper memories. So it's a bit hazy. But the gist of it is that, not that you're going to remember any of this, but one of you's decided to poke the bear and begin re-education. You are taken to a room, and you are given an injection of something, more like through a hyperspray type thing rather than an actual big giant needle. It does kind of alter your sort of mind and makes you a lot more lucid and stuff. You're then put into a strange device, which begins the process of re-educating you, and it basically sort of, through auditory and visual stimulation, as well as sort of direct implantation into your brain, begins to try and re-alter your thinking.
Yeah, Clockwork Orange.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
It wasn't fully completed, so you're not going to suddenly come back and be that really creepy, happy, big smiles, ultra good citizen. You're going to be yourself, though you might have to make the odd will save going forward when you do anything wrong to do it, or what have you. I do need the first will save,
All right.
as they will question you when you come out to see if you change your story before they release you.
Is this public?
I'm going to go with yes.
All right. It's a good thing I don't count as whatchamacallit.
I'm pretty certain you're no longer immune to disease, though.
Yeah, no, I lost that with my paladin in this, but I still get like a plus to my will save because of
Poisons, spell-like abilities, fear and despair effects. No, you don't get any of those.
All right.
It's none of those effects. I might have given you if it was mind, if you had immunity to mind affected effects. That I would have given you. I'm going to go with, you'll probably stick to your stubborn self and just remain silent at this point, because that's more likely what you'll do rather than answer any questions.
Yeah.
But they will let you go.
Okay.
Though your threat level's 9 at the moment.
All right. Well, I think it was still pretty high up there before this. So.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. You are taken to the medical wing, and you're given like a once check over and stuff, and what have you before you are allowed to return back to your class room, which you will reappear in about partway through the day.
All right. So yeah, I will once again apologize for, coming in late.
Alexandra, welcome back.
Thank you.
It's nice to have you back.
The last period of time, you're not certain how long you've been gone for, but you're quite certain it's not been too long. But when you try and think about what happened, the last thing you can remember is obviously talking to the ruminant in the room.
Yeah.
I might give you some flashbacks as the adventure continues.
Okay.
I assume you won't say too much in class, and you'll wait till
Right.
the... will you wait and speak to them like after class, or will you hold out until you can like have a proper like private meeting?
Yeah, I think till I have a proper meeting, I think that's probably the.
Okay, that is fine. So it looks like the next thing that will happen is Swift Victory will have a chance to have his meeting with the Elder Longhorn. Will be the next thing that crops up before a reset cycle comes up for the computer.
All right.
Well, then we need to communicate with them that we're going to be having him record something.
Yeah.
Shoot. Can we just do that behind his back?
What? Swift Victories?
Yeah.
All you need to do is go to his tablet, make it record, and give it back to him, and don't tell him anything.
Oh, we should do that.
Yeah. Quick question. Do the tablets have like a satchel sort of case that like you could wear around your back?
I would say so, yeah. Probably more like across
Right.
your side type thing, but
Right. So I was actually thinking about this yesterday at work. What we need to do is we need to obviously not tell them that we're doing the recording thing, but we need to like say, "Hey, here, let me put your tablet back in your satchel for you," and then just send them on the way after that's done.
Well, if he can remain blissfully ignorant, then, if he does get caught, he can at least be honest about it. So I had no idea that was happening.
Yeah. Cat, you're on my lap. Seriously? But yeah, let's have that happen, and then we can go on and hopefully get this done.
alright. So obviously you meet up with Swift Victory before he goes off to his meeting. He obviously will inquire a little bit, going, well, obviously Milk Thistle, you wanted to set up this meeting more than obviously he did. Was there a few things you wanted him to ask? Because, well, you mentioned about having a dinner, but but that has not happened yet. So
Um, It just needs to be casual conversation. Something along the lines of, how what is the impression of us as we're growing acclimated to the city?
Okay.
Are we leaving good impressions on the residents?
So
Right.
impressions of all of
And
us.
then
Uh, anything about him or
and
the ruminant?
yeah, see if you can get some information regarding the history of the ruminants. See if the elder's willing to open up about his people and their current situation and whatnot.
Hmm.
Just attempt to be friendly and keep them talking.
All right. He gives a nod at that. I'm assuming probably at some point during that conversation you'll ask him to see his tablet quickly, which he will probably, pull it off from somewhere and hand it to you quite happily. As it's quite clear he probably doesn't use it very much or at all. If anything, he's probably using it as a coaster at the moment.
Sure.
That's that's what it should be used for. Sorry about that.
All right. So, Bern, those are subjects that obviously Milkfish would want you to ask and talk about. Um,
All right.
Things that Swift Victory would want to know. Well, obviously, your two's missions for quite some time now has been around dealing with the demon itself and trying to stop it. So he probably will try and ask questions about what the ruminant did to begin with to cage it up and stuff like that. Because hey, if he's going to talk to the big cheese, he might as well find out what happened, and that might help you guys try and defeat it. So that's some personal stuff he might ask.
All right. One moment. I need to move a big fluff ball off of my lap so I can actually type things. Sorry, cat. I know you want it on my lap, but this is not the best time.
Brave of you to think I care.
All right. And the other two were. All right. So I have ask about the ruminant's thoughts on the PCs
Yeah,
and how they're fitting in. Ask about the history of the ruminant.
yeah.
And was there anything else?
About the demon.
Oh, that I think you meant from your guy's side.
Yeah.
Not that I can rightly think of.
Milkfizzle, was there anything you wanted to add, or did he cover everything for you?
I'm having a hard time thinking clearly as well. Yeah, if we're able to pry into the past and try to get answers in regards to how they fought the demon, maybe he could get answers on how the city was formed and more details on what happened on the material plane up until the moment that it came here.
Sorry. I know you're hearing a lot of typing, but that's me getting my getting my thoughts together. Otherwise, let's be
Yeah,
real here. I'm just gonna, forget about everything entirely.
you're golden.
All right. So, Bern,
Yes.
well, I will say Swift Victory, I should say. Um, there will be a individual as well as a number of automatons who will come to collect Swift Victory and escort him up to the tower. Far
All
more
right.
than who took Steel away. Um, so clearly there's a lot more security involved in this one.
All right. He will go with them and be escorted. Uh, he's gonna keep a very calm, relaxed demeanor about all this, and he'll follow them, or well, allow them to lead him.
Yeah. You're taken through the tower and stuff, and again you ride. He's not been up here, I don't think. He rides the elevator up to sort of almost up to the very top, where it comes out into like a nice sort of fairly open, some like nice sort of gardens, and there's a place to sit what overlooks a good amount of the city from where it is. And Swift Victory is taken to a table there and instructed to sit down. He can see there are a few automatons who are definitely nicer. Well, nicer dress is not the right word. Nicer designed, which clearly shows that they are, you know, the designs in them is there to make them look more fancy rather than anything additionally practical, as far as you can tell. And just like the ones in the throne room, they are wielding the weird looking curved blades, what seem to have like some sort of guns in them. Though he
All right.
wouldn't really know what a gun looks like.
Yeah. Well, he's seen what Thunderclap has, but yeah, no, that's not the gun that they have.
No, it's very
He'll
different.
sit down and respectfully just kind of like wait. He's gonna be looking out. I assume it's a big window, right? It's
No,
overlooking
there's no window.
Oh, no window?
Nope.
All right.
It's not, and you're finding out it's not like stupidly windy either. It's quite calm.
All right. So he will just sit down and patiently wait.
Elder Longhorn will arrive not too long after he takes a seat, and he will move gracefully and will take a seat opposite Swift Victory.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to remember people's names there. And,
Yeah. No, it's fine.
and he will extend a word of greeting to him as he takes his seat.
Hello, Elder. I assume, or I hope that I'm not being too big of a pain for you to be meeting with me today.
You were granted this time, as it is a moment where I am free for such things.
So, I hope that my son and his friends, as well as myself, are. I'm curious as to how you and the other ruminant are feeling that we are fitting in to your grand society and city.
I've had a few reports of some instances that have caused issues. Mostly only one that has affected any wider ruminant members. Most issues have been contained, though there seems to be two individuals who are high on the list that always seem to crop up.
Oh. If I may be so bold to ask, which members might that be?
I can safely advise you that it is not your son, though I believe that it is not your biological son.
No, he. It's a bit of a story on that. He says with a soft nod. He's he's my son by bond, not by blood relations. It's funny how that all worked out. He'll give him a warm smile and say he tends to get himself into trouble, but he knows mostly to keep his nose clean.
Well, he appears to be keeping his nose clean, unlike at least two others.
I see. So he sort of he stops for a moment, he kind of thinks, and he says, "I am curious about the how how this city was formed. If you'll mind me asking, I've always been a bit of a history kind of stallion, and it's always nice to share stories." Ooh, I'm kind of getting hot.
Ooh, I was just checking to see what skills I gave him, and I'm like, apparently he hasn't got any background skills, which is a bit bad, because he's got like 17 of them I haven't spent.
Yeah, believe me, I know how it is feeling to be like sort of off track on like who's playing who at this point. I'm like, oh god, I feel like a fish out of water.
No, that's fine. He goes, well, this city has always been a city. Way beyond before it ended up here. This is, well, what's left of our capital.
Oh?
It was far grander than this, though most of it was left behind on the material plane.
He he sort of blinks for a moment and out of character, I'm kind of curious now. Like, you managed to get the cat jumping for the curiosity by this point. He he gives a nod and he goes, "If you don't mind me asking, how far of a capital was it? Like, do you recall or remember anything about where it was originally?"
I believe much has changed upon your plane since we were there, but it was fairly centralised within our kingdom and within the land itself.
Fair enough. So, what exactly were the circumstances leading up to your decision to move your capital or what you could out here into the ethereal plane, if I may ask?
Well, we came here as a failsafe. We had things in place to remove the threat, but there was no guarantees it would work, so we took as many as we could and left, in the hope that they would still succeed. But should they have not, there would still be us left.
You know, I remember my father years ago telling me that many things that seem threatening in the dark become welcoming when we shine the light on. And at first, it was a bit. We were kind of. We were nervous upon being found by your patrol ships. He sort of asks like with a question. It's a visible uh, question that's in his words. I think that's what they were called, right?
I can safely assure you that even in light, the threats were still very great, and there is nothing that will change my mind on such things.
Which is entirely fair. He'll give a soft nod. And what out of character words I'm trying to think. Damn it. I am not good with socialization right now. uh okay. I am curious as to the your history as a people. Well, as the ruminant. I'd like to learn a little bit more about you, if I could. Elder Grey Longhorn. You seem like a pretty welcoming individual.
If you wish to learn more about our people, surely there are time. Surely you'll be able to explore that within your learning periods. We have a number of different steps throughout our time on Everglow that you can explore.
He'll give a soft smile at that. I appreciate it. You have been very welcoming, and we all of us are grateful, even though it's hard for a few of us to show it. Is there anything you would like to know about myself or any of us?
No. The city has gathered quite an extensive database on all of you so far, and I've read most of it. There's nothing additional that I need to ask about you or where you come from.
One moment, still, I'm just trying to find a good Uncle Iroh quote. I'm like, oh god, there's so many of them, but it's like, no, I'm not saying that one. He'll give a nod and he'll keep up his smile and say, you know, I always told Burned that it is a very good idea to draw wisdom from many different places. And given how we're learning all that we are right now, it's safe to say that even he's gaining some wisdom.
He looks at you for a few moments. Well, I should hope so. That's why they are currently studying.
He'll blink a bit and and softly nod. There's more to wisdom than mere studying, I've come to realize throughout my life. It mostly... Sure, studying's a big part of it, but it is also the wisdom that you gain from... Out of character, how do I put this right? There's wisdom to be gained with experiences of all different types. Like, Burned and I we gained some wisdom many years back when we had to watch out for one another during a one our character. One moment. Sorry about that. I heard someone say my name, and then when I went to check, the door shut. Uh, we we had to watch one another's backs when we encountered a group of bandits who were threatening to take over a small town or a small village, and we stood up to them. It was interesting, as well as it taught him the value of ensuring protection to others and extending that from himself.
Elder Longhorn
He
evaluates what you said and goes, surely he already had that wisdom. That event merely cemented the wisdom that he already gained.
Well, this was back years ago when when I originally accepted him under my hoof as a member of the Order of character. Now I have to look at my order again. I think it's Eastern Star. Yeah.
Yes.
The Order of the Eastern Star. He was still learning, and whereas I've had that wisdom for a while from my past associates I've worked with, I had to relearn it. And I think it turned out really well.
I see. Well, before one can start learning wisdom, they need to learn to crawl and walk. And you are all currently still at the crawling stage. So I don't think none of you are ready for life experiences. But if you are attempting to hint at us returning to the material plane, I can safely assure you none of that will be happening. As that seems to be a message that a few others of your group have been trying to communicate. And I will offer you these words of wisdom. That will be a line of thought that is best dropped. And I recommend for you to let go of your past and embrace your future. As you cannot have a future until you've let go of the past.
Character, I do not like that.
Let go of the past. Kill it if you have to.
Yeah, that was like, oh man, the part of me that's like, nope, is just saying, hell no. He'll keep his pleasant smile and give a bit of a nod. I shall take that wisdom into thought. He in the back of his mind, he's like, no.
But
I
yes, as we have no plans of leaving here, as we've sacrificed much to even be able to achieve this. More than any of you could possibly imagine.
He does not he will not respond to that, but instead he'll simply words, come on, work for me. He'll simply say, I will not push the subject any further, as I do not wish to disrespect you. And he'll look to the elder and say, I do not know how much longer we have, but I am curious about the character. I'm sorry, my words are just failing me. I'm trying. I want to bring up the topic about the Stag Lord, but it's like that's probably not a good idea. Just get me even more pissed off.
Well, you don't know till you try.
I 1 second. 1 second. Steel, how much longer do you think we have of this session?
If you do need to go, we can stop here.
Yeah.
Like I said, we can
Sorry.
end when you need to go, because I think you said you needed to do something.
Yeah, I'm gonna be going up to the lake here in a bit. Yeah, I think that I got all I could out of him. So I think this would be a really great place to stop as Swift Victory sort of gives a polite smile and says, I think that my what's character? What's the word I'm looking for?
Well, you don't need to rush and run away to end the session. We can stop
Right.
it just prior to you potentially asking about the demons. And
Yeah.
that gives you a little bit of time to think about things for next session. That way,
Yeah.
you've got some thinking time, just in case there is anything additional you want to bring up, rather than trying to rush it to a conclusion.
All right, that's fair. I appreciate it. I'm sorry, guys, that we have to end this early.
Oh, that's okay. I hope you have a great time at the lake.
Yeah,
I hope so too. All right. Well, have a great rest of the day, everyone.
Yeah, you as well.
Auf Wiedersehen.
take care.
Take care.
Before we do end, I did actually have a thought I wanted to have Alexandrite do.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, he might actually go set up a kind of therapist meeting just to, help explain some of his, feelings of his thought process. Because, he misses his wife. He doesn't feel like he's doing well in his classes and such like that. So he's stressed out.
So you're going to speak to a psychologist. That is fine.
Yes.
They are happily will set you up to have a therapy session during your relaxation time. You have a choice. You can either have it at the beginning, the middle, or the end of your relaxation time.
Let's see. I think the beginning probably would be the best time to do it.
Okay.
Try to get it all out there.
They will schedule, basically, for the foreseeable future, at the beginning of your relaxation time is set aside for you to talk to a psychiatrist.
Okay. Out of character. Hopefully that helps lay off some heat.
Maybe.
Wow. It will help prove the emotionally unstable picture that's still painted for you of you.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah, that's also a good reason to go for that, because those crazy hormones.
Dear.
Hello.
So we will end session there then.
All right. Well, thank you very much for joining us. We will see you next time on the End Times. Auf Wiedersehen.
Bye.
Bye.
Good.
Yeah, hello, Evie.
And,
Hello.
Oh.
And bye.
Oh, I didn't realize you just joined us.
At the last minute, yeah.
Well,
Yeah, literally as we're giving our closing statements, that's when Easy pops in.
I mean, if
I
you
was gonna
want
say, if you
to,
guys want to do your thing, because we know
yeah,
Skill did have plans for you.
yes, we could not end here, and we can give you some limelight of something that like a mission that somebody was going to give to you.
Are you sure about that? I know it's pretty late for you right now.
Well, I don't have work tomorrow, so it's all good. And so,
Alright, if you're cool with it,
yeah, I mean, I've got at least I can go for at least another hour and 15 minutes for definite.
Yeah, we were just ending early because Bernd had to go.
Yeah,
okay.
But now that you're here, that's like, oh, well, we have the same amount of players now.
yeah. So I can give you the bits and pieces that I was planning to throw at you.
Alright, let's see what this mission is.
All right, easy.
Well, first of all, we've got to get past the very roundabout way they're going to be asked. So
Oh, yeah.
yeah, so this is not long after you missed the secret meeting, basically, like during the same time period. You're in your relaxation time. It's coming towards the end of it, and Steel Prism will come and find you. And I'm guessing you're studying, or are you doing something different for your relaxation now?
I think she would like pretend like to study while also looking around like for patrols.
Okay. So you'll be sort of out sitting on a bench, like pretending to read a book or your tablet or whatever, I should say.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right. Steel will come up to you and goes, Dame. Oh, right, actually, I've forgotten your full character's name now. My brain just gone. Dame Metal Banana.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have Can I have a moment of your time, if possible?
Sure.
May I join you?
She offers like the bench next to her.
He will take a seat and goes, I hear you've taken up a new role within the maintenance, is it?
Yeah. Yeah. Thought I would do some actual work instead of just sit around, and
And where have they got you working?
down in the sewers. It allows me to actually work and also study, so it's not actually too bad. If he actually insight checks that, that's like a complete lie.
I don't know what his like passive sense motive is, but it's probably pretty good being a paladin. Yeah, he's got.
I mean, like she's just like lying just to fool the AI.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. Well, he's got plus 18
Yeah.
to his sense motive, so he's probably going to pick up like small bits. He will simply go, so you're down underneath us all with your work.
Mm-hmm.
What's it like down there? Is it like just like lots of little tunnels like a rabbit warren, or is it like fairly, straight and all organised? Like
actually like the rabbit tunnels.
I
That's
see.
where they keep their sewer lines.
Much else down there other than sewer lines, or is it just sewers?
Oh, plenty.
Sounds like it could be quite interesting.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm not allowed in some certain areas.
Well, I suppose that's understandable. But I wanted to have a word with you about some dinner plans that we're planning to have in a bit. Um, and these are special dinner plans that's going to involve all of the crew and everybody. And hoping that you will be able to take part in our dinner plans.
Well, if this like dinner plans is my work cycle, I might ask them if I could take the day off.
Oh no, the dinner plans will probably take part during your downtime, so I shouldn't
Okay.
worry about trying to get a day off. So, but these are going to be special dinner plans, so that's why we want to make sure that everybody will be sort of at their best moment. So, with these dinner plans, I wanted to give you like well, everyone's got their own little job to like get things ready for it, and I wanted you to, well, you do a lot of traveling. I mean, it might be as underground and stuff, but you obviously do probably a fair bit of traveling. I wanted you to look for a nice walk that we can do before we have our special dinner plans. So find somewhere where we can, go and explore a little bit and see something interesting, different to what we might have gone to before, and help us get a bit of sightseeing, possibly.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. I would be more than happy to look around for the best place for us.
Yeah.
For sightseeing.
I mean, I might be able to give you soon a place where we can walk around, or what we're looking to like sightsee. So, but I mean, for now, keep your eyes open for where we could go, and once I hear back from a few others, I might be able to give you a bit more of a idea where we want to go. Do you think you could do that during your work time?
I would have to ask my boss
Well,
us about it, but sure, yeah.
I wouldn't worry about asking your boss. I mean, like I said, you do a lot of traveling.
That's like, yeah. I don't carry that. That was a complete lie.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's fine. He goes, oh, you don't need to do it. I mean, like I said, you do a lot of traveling while you work. You might be able to do both at the same time. Well, see what you are able to do, and I mean, once I've got the information where we might be looking at going, I will let you know, and you can potentially focus in that area. But if you do find anything interesting prior to our next meeting, well, definitely let me know during our downtime, and I will relay that to the others if you come across anything.
She actually nods at that.
Well, I will leave you to your reading, and unless there's anything else you wanted to ask or chat about.
Not actually really.
No, that's fine. Well, hopefully I can catch you in a cycle or two, and we can discuss things a little again. But like I said, if you come across anything worth, let me know about a good walk. You know where to find me. Well, take care and hope things go well. And well, also if you need anything from the rest of us or more company, then feel free to I don't know, come and find us.
Yep.
All right. There was definitely a lot of hinting and like hidden messages within the entire conversation. No idea if you got any of it,
Yeah.
but we shall see.
I did. I'm pretty sure. I hope like one of them wasn't to um meet with them at my work cycle.
No. Okay, so um, there's a few things that will happen during your time, but it'll probably take a little while before you get wind of anything. So you definitely got a bit a cycle or two before any news will change. So, are you planning to do anything in regards to anything different other than just going to work and studying people's
Yeah.
robot roots?
Yeah. I was actually like planning if I can like get as much of um the information in on how the on which way the sewers lead, or which is the best way to sabotage the sewers is is by making a massive like distraction where we just do our thing.
Okay, so you're looking to see how you can sabotage the sewers to make a distraction is one thing. What was the other thing you wanted to try and work out?
See how many places the sewers leads to. Like if it's an easy entrance to some big place like the Mephitorium.
Okay, yeah, I've got you what you're saying. Right, so you've got two things you want to do. You can only really do one or the other during each shift.
Uh-huh.
The exploration one will be the more difficult one because you've got to try and sneak off and then try and map the area, so to speak. That you've already worked out how you can sneak in your tablet, so that helps. So what would you like to try and do first? Work out how to sabotage or start trying to find other places?
Both can be very good, but I'll go with the exploring other places.
All right, so first of all, you need to because obviously you're working in a pair at the moment, you need to come up with a good enough excuse to try and get away from the ruminant who you're paired with. So you can attempt a bluff to lie, or you can, or you can attempt a diplomacy one to, just sort of be nice and friendly about it, or you can utilize anything else you think might work better.
I think actually she is going to try and bluff
Yeah.
bluff like like if we like actually like if we actually like split up, we can actually like get the work done more faster.
Yeah, I mean, something like
Yeah,
that.
that's gonna try that.
Yeah, you can bluff that. That you can also use diplomacy if that's any better for that type of type of convincing as well. That would also work. But obviously, go for your best.
Okay. Okay. I'll go with diplomacy because I have a plus 15 in that.
Yeah, I mean, the way you can come across that, you can very easily use diplomacy to convince the person.
Of course, I got an at one. Never mind.
Well,
Just gonna try the sabotage one.
No. You've committed to the exploration. Now, nat ones on skill checks do not mean a critical fail. So
Okay.
So that's at least with this version of Pathfinder anyway. So it does mean that nat 20s aren't critical successes as well, by the way. So,
Mhm.
the ruminant, you try and convince that it's a good idea to like split up and stuff like that. He stands there, sort of thinking a little bit, and goes, I mean, I meant to keep an eye on you and everything. I mean, you're still in like training, but if we, I mean, you know how to use that thing, don't you? He says, pointing to your, sonic cleaner device.
It's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, and I mean, just don't touch anything other than cleaning, and you'll be fine. But if we can get it done quicker, so that means we can, DOS off for a little bit. I'm all for it.
She actually like not
But
not at that. Hmm.
I'll have to check up on you in like probably in a quarter of a cycle.
Sure, I'm fine with that.
All right. Well, go and take section H, and I'll get on here.
Mm-hmm. Okay, see you soon. And as soon as he leaves, if she actually like immediately like drops her like nice act and goes in a serious act.
Yeah. You literally
Yep.
just passed because the DC for because we established your person's a bit of a meh who's looking after you, because they didn't really want to do it in the first place. So
Mm-hmm.
so you were fine on it. Suddenly they're still going to check up on you because you weren't that convincing.
Yeah, and not one.
Yeah. So you need to at least be seen to do some sort of work. So you get the sense that you probably don't have long to try and run off, do a bit of exploring, and then try and get back in time. So with this, how you what because you don't really know too much about the underground at the moment because you're kind of still very new. Is there any sort of things you're going to try and do to help determine how you explore, or you're just going to explore blindly and hope for the best?
um, I have actually like my common wear underneath my jumpsuit, right?
You are meant to take off your common wear stuff and put your jumpsuit on, but you can easily just put your jumpsuit over the top of your common wear stuff. That's perfectly fine.
Yeah. I would do that. I would actually like rip a bit of it and actually make like a small like trail so I can like go back whenever I need to.
Okay. How how much of a trail you like? Alright. How often are you leaving a piece behind, and how big of a piece?
Big enough to see like hand size.
Okay. And how often you're going to be leaving a piece of your clothing behind?
When she actually like feel I think every let me try to think. It'll be I guess every 10 feet or 20 feet, I guess.
You're going to run out of clothes very quickly.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Maybe
do you have like basically a sonic screwdriver? Can you just like make a scratch on the wall every now and then?
can I do that?
You would need to adjust the strength of it and make it so it obviously is a bit more intense, so it will cause a mark. But yes. To
Okay,
do that,
then
how good's your knowledge engineering?
knowledge engineering +4.
So you stand a chance of actually doing it. So make me a
Okay.
knowledge engineering check to make adjustments.
Okay. Hopefully Hopefully I don't roll nat 1 this time.
It wasn't a 1.
9. God.
Right, so you tinker with it a little bit, and you think you've got it. So you're ready to set off on your journey. Now, you've got... How do you wish to, go? Are you just going to explore? Are you going to try following something? What are you going to use to determine where you go?
I guess I'll first. It's actually like, is like the meeting like very like soon or just?
They still didn't indicate how soon the meeting will be. He did seem to indicate that the way he was talking is he didn't set a date, but he did indicate it will be in the future at some point.
Okay. I guess I'll go into have like a peek in like restricted areas, like he said I wasn't supposed to go in.
So a restricted area we're not supposed to go in is anywhere you are not working. So the moment you are technically in a literally the moment you stop working, you're kind of in a restricted area because you're running off to go and do stuff that, well, you're not supposed to be doing.
Okay, right. I guess I'll just like explore and try to like remember as much as I can.
No, that's fine. So you're just gonna sort of go off on a bit of an explore. Okay, so as you stop moving away from where you're going, it's nowhere near as well lit. The lights are definitely quite dark and dingy, and it gets to the point where it is quite difficult to see.
Well, once it gets like too dark, she's actually going to go back.
So it's not like to the point where it's pitch black. There's like the odd light every so often. So you can still see. It just gets a bit dark and dingy. It gets a bit more difficult. And where you were, it's quite open. It starts to narrow quite a lot, and you've got different coloured pipes and cables running down the sides of the tunnels as well. You go to make your mark, and your sonic thing definitely makes more noise, but you don't mark the tunnel like you probably would think of scratching a mark. But what you do successfully do is you clean a piece, which means you've left a mark because you've made a section of it cleaner.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing you successfully did was make it sound louder when you use it.
Ah, shit.
But you still can mark a path back because of, funny enough, it's still doing the job it's designed for, which is cleaning. So you are cleaning a small section.
Okay. Okay. I think I'll just go back to like the cloth idea. Just only like make it like half a hand instead of a whole hand.
All right. With that, then, like I said, how often are you going to leave a piece of cloth? Because obviously, you first of all said every 10 feet, which was literally 2 steps, and then you're leaving a bit of cloth.
All right. How about like every 30 feet? Yeah, 30 feet can work.
I mean, 30 foot is like 6 squares in Pathfinder, so like again, that's barely any distance.
Okay, fair enough.
I mean, what will probably be sensible is what you're because obviously you'll be dealing with a lot of straight passageways. When you come to a turn or a junction, that'll be when you want to leave a piece, because then you can put it down and you know, right, I need to go back that way.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, why don't you just turn the machine back to normal and then just clean that little piece then?
I don't know how to do that. I already like messed it up, so.
Well, do the opposite of what you did.
Well, turning it back to normal will require another engineering check.
Yeah, and I don't want to do that. So.
I mean, you rolled a 5, like, so I don't know, just get like higher than a 5.
Hey, hey, actually, like, Alexandrite. Not actually all of us have actually like dumb luck like you. Okay.
Well, I think it's dumb luck run out this. Well, actually, no. I think it kind of half didn't. But yeah, but no, you leave a piece of your clothing as you start to explore. I'm not going to get you to roll. Actually, no, I'm going to get you to roll d20.
Okay.
And we're going to see if your sort of blind exploration turns up any luck.
All right. Let's see. I'm gonna get a nat 1, am I? Oh, finally.
So, your blind exploration does bring you. You take a few turns. You go down a few side corridors, and you definitely come to a doorway that is clearly sealed by a big heavy duty door. It reads on there in perfectly clear Sylvan. Seems odd that is written in Sylvan. Authorized personnel only. And there does seem to be like a covering to the side that has that looks like you can lift up, and then looks like there might be a screen or something underneath it.
A what underneath it?
A screen or something.
screen.
Like, well, it looks like there's at least something underneath the covering.
I check what's underneath.
Lifting it up, the screen comes to life and asks you to provide your identification or access code.
I leave.
You're like, nope, run away.
I was like, whoop, out.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't close the thing.
Pardon?
Don't forget to close the thing.
Oh yeah, I close it.
You close it, and then do you hoof it all the way back to and head towards where you should be cleaning?
I actually like leave like a piece of cloth
Yeah.
next to it, and I hoof it. Yeah.
Okay, no, that's fine. You make it back to the tunnel and to section H where you're told to go. You're there for just a few moments, and you're kind of just like, getting yourself ready to clean. When you hear the footsteps of the person who's meant to be supervising you, and he reaches you and looks at you, and then looks down the tunnel that you're meant to have cleaned, which is still filthy, and goes, "Have you just been sitting on your ass?"
Well, I tried to. I tried to get the machine to work faster, but then I just made it louder for some reason.
I mean, Does it still clean?
Yes, but very loudly.
Well, it's not going to make you go deaf, so get on with it.
Alright. And I continue.
So, sadly, at the moment, because he caught you slacking, he's going to keep an eye on you for the rest of the day. And
Shit.
I mean, he's not going to clean near you, but he's definitely going to, because your device is making a whole lot a louder noise, so he's going to keep his distance and clean like further away, but he's going to keep an eye on you to make sure you actually do your job for today.
Have you just been slacking? That's a good line.
Why, yes.
So, are you going to try and do similar things for the rest of the days, or will you try different tactics in any way on anything in particular?
I will actually try like different things, not to look too like suspicious.
So, would that be like different excuses with him to try and get your time, to keep your time, different excuses to get like away from him and that sort of thing?
As like actually like on actually like day one, I would actually like look like I'm actually doing. On day two, I'll look like I'm like doing my work. Uh, but she will like be looking at the sewer
Okay.
lines. Oh, this, yeah. And actually the next day exploring, and just like avoid suspicion.
Yeah, I got you. So one day, kind of more just
Yeah.
watching, like look at the tunnels when as you're cleaning and that sort of thing, and then the day afterwards try and do a bit of exploration. So not too much.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Um,
And I'll try making an engineering a check to see if it gets my thing quietly again.
yeah, you can give that a go.
Okay, come on, big money, big money. Yes, 19, baby.
Okay, so you've put it in a way where you can like adjust it slightly, so it will operate at a higher pitch, and it will cause a small scraping whatever you're doing to repair rather than cleaning it, and then you can turn it back down fairly easily and go back to cleaning. So you can cause like marks in there, so if you wanted to you could draw an arrow and it will stay.
All right, cool. I am not gonna draw an arrow because I feel like that would be like too obvious.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean. It would look very obvious, but you could draw whatever chosen pattern you wish to do to indicate whatever you like.
Yeah. You could probably. I would suggest actually scratching the roof if anything, because nobody tends to look up in like sewers and such.
Sadly,
I'm too short.
Is a small earth pony, and it is short ass and can't reach it.
You forgot to put my height into this.
Yeah, I also thought there was a little bit of range for the thing. So.
No, you have to be pretty close with it.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, fair enough then.
Yeah, you can't use it as a weapon to shoot somebody with. All right, so yeah, it's fine. You can place whichever pattern you wish to try and mark direction. That is perfectly fine.
I'll just actually make like a simple circle.
All right, so Steel will meet with you, and we'll go. There's a slight complication with our dinner plans. Obviously, I'm waiting for the complication to sort itself out, and I should then be able to get you what where we would like to take that walk. Don't suppose you've come across anything?
Oh, oh, actually, lots. Uh, uh, I found this like big, entertainment and place.
Oh, right.
It looks actually like very like secure.
Oh, okay.
So secure though. But it could be worth a check
Ah,
if you're like interested in some songs and writing.
I'm sure we would be. Does it look like you might need special permission to get to utilize it?
Uh, unfortunately, if you want to use the art equipment, yes.
Ah, well, if you can find out what sort of special authorization you need, we can obviously look into it.
Mm.
And if you let me know, I will get somebody on that. Or, I mean, if you can sort that out yourself, that's all good as well.
I I can try. I can try, but actually, like code. I I can try, but actually, like that information is not very known to me.
No, that's fine. Do what you can do, and if, like I said, if you find out what authorization you need, we will see what we can work out.
She nods. Um, now you actually mention it. It did say on like the art equipment, and they need um, what did it say in like Sylvan on the door again?
It said it was authorized personnel only.
Authorized personnel only.
Huh.
Yeah.
Was there something you needed to do to like? Was there like a code, or was there something you had to use to get access?
I did, I did, I did like need like a ID and like a access code. Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sure we can sort out ID. Won't be too difficult.
Mm-hmm.
I will.
Yeah. What would have to ask the computer for that one.
Oh, I will ask the computer about sorting out ID for special permission. I even think
Mm-hmm.
Burnt, or was it Alex, who did something like that with using some of the art equipment to craft that statue. What he did.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure we can work it out.
Definitely.
Well, keep up good work, and um, hopefully when Alex gets back, we should we should have an idea of where we want to take the walk.
She actually she actually nods. Looking forward to it.
All right, speak soon.
See ya.
Um, Alex, how would you communicate to Steele where he needs to look? Well, actually, no. On one of the points when Steele, when you've come back from being, half brainwashed,
Yes.
Steele will go to you and goes, "Oh, Alex, we obviously were planning to have that walk before our dinner plans.
Of course.
Where was it you think would be a good place to go and have that walk? Before you answer that question, you must roll me a will save.
All right.
Uh, uh, did you get really like educated?
Nah, only halfway educated.
Okay.
Is this blind?
No, because you're
Okay.
going to know if you passed or failed. Okay. I'm going to say is thankfully your will save numbers are high.
Yes.
So you're fine. You can answer however you wish.
All right. Trying to remember like I know the walk was thing, but I'm trying to determine like what exactly he's asking for.
Yeah, I mean, if you work it out naturally, then that's fine. That'll be enough for Alex to work it out. If you have no idea what Still's trying to get at, then you're gonna have to work out a way of talking to him in roleplay ways to work out what the fuck he's on about.
I was gonna say, could I just do a sense motive?
You can attempt it.
All right. This one's public or?
Shouldn't be, no.
All right.
Because Still needs to roll a bluff check, and if he doesn't get high enough, then he gives a very terrible message.
Yeah.
Which, if you haven't worked out what he's referring to, then it probably is a very terrible message. Yeah. So with this, there's a secret message there. You're very certain there is, and you're desperately trying to pick up all the clues, but he's communicating it in such a terrible way. Literally, from what I've said, you have to work it out.
Yeah. All right. So he basically said about the walk.
Yeah, I will happily repeat everything in character and goes, so yeah, we're doing a walk before our dinner plans, and well, where was going to be the best place to go and have our walk?
Oh, okay. I think I know what he's referring to now. So, well, I happen to know of this little underground place near the center of the city.
So, you want to have a walk around the center of the city, around all those lovely trees and the water gardens just under the big tower?
Yeah, exactly.
As Still sweats a little after your wording. That's fine. I will relay that. You see if there's any other good places where we can go for walks, just in case anything else crops up.
I know me and Katerina were going to take a walk to the art sector.
Well,
check out that piece that Burnt made.
Oh yeah, I mean that all sounds good. Well, if you and Katerina find any other places of interest, let us know.
All right, I will. That does remind me, I should request for that device back so I can place it on Katerina.
Oh yes, the thing what caused all these problems. Don't lose it.
Yeah, I won't.
Because if you lose it again, I think you're going to be pretty stuffed. And I don't mean that in a good way.
Yes, I'll be sure not to lose it this time.
Yes. Don't. Or if...
does Alexandrite know that Steele, vouched for him?
Sorry?
Does Alexandrite know what Steele, that he was a character we witnessed, basically?
No. No one's turned around. Still hasn't told you, and the ruminant wouldn't have told you either.
All right.
He goes, well, ensure none of that happens, because if it does, you might end up missing dinner plans or get yourself uninvited.
Yes, I would hate to miss out on dinner plans.
Mm. And given that it's probably won't be able to get together like that for quite a while. So I suggest
Yes.
behaving yourself.
Yes, I am actually going to see a therapist to talk about my issues to hopefully make everyone understand what I'm going through currently.
Well, hopefully it will at least help with a lot of buried feelings and emotions, because you have been very unstable way before we even got to this point, and maybe it will help you deal with your anger issues. You get a feeling that Still is not talking code.
Yeah, no, he's kind of Alexander is kind of clenching his jaws. I'll keep that under consideration.
Well, I suggest you do more
Anyway.
than consider it.
Perhaps this is a conversation for another time.
Maybe.
I am highly emotional at this point.
You're always highly emotional. Anyway, I will leave you to your emotions.
Yes.
With that, Still will find Melt Banana and actually be able to give her a bit more direction.
Mm-hmm.
So this will be the fun bit where Still goes, well, we've got our location where we want to, and I don't know how easy it will be for you to do a bit of scouting. But you know the tower in the big centre?
Yeah.
And there's like lots of trees and water and stuff like that there.
Mm-hmm.
We're thinking in that area is where we want to have our walk and see what we can turn up there.
I heard that place is beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be happy to go there.
Excellent. Yeah. See what interesting paths you can find, and before and I'm sure it will help bring back your glow a little. So so yeah, keep your eye peeled and see what you see.
Mm-hmm.
So, with Steele's bit of extra information, most of your work so far has been within this sort of area here. You do know there's maintenance what goes on in the central bit, but that tends to be like a different crew what goes there.
Okay.
So to be able to get over there, you either need to completely go from this section over to the next section, or you need to somehow get yourself part of a different maintenance crew.
Okay. That's gonna be difficult.
Yeah. That's what you've got to work out what you want to do to be able to scout in a different place.
Am I needed for anything else?
Possibly not.
Okay, I just got another game starting, so.
Oh dear. What's the time? Okay, we've
So I should
got
probably-
about a little bit longer.
Yeah, it's a bit.
Yeah.
So yes, I will see you next week.
No, that is fine, Alex. We will catch you next week.
All right.
I'll do the same.
Yes, thanks.
Ciao.
What we can do metal. If you want to have a bit of time to work out how you can try and start explore the center bits, that could be something for you to think about for
Yeah.
next week, because that's going to be a bit of
Yeah,
a
yeah, I would.
challenge.
A bit. A bit. It is actually understating that how strict this place is.
Yes. But yeah, like I said, think creatively. I won't hurt people's creativity. The door, there is a way past that. Hit that door.
Yep.
You think, because you've done a bit more exploration, that door might possibly lead to a connector, a connector between one of the bridges, what leads down a sewer line to the center bit. You think, based on where you think it's lined up. So if you can work out a way through the door, that might get you to where you want to go.
Right. And after that, I have to focus on not getting caught.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Which I'm not the most stealthiest pony. I have a -1 to my dex.
No, that's fine. I mean, you haven't had to worry too much about stealth at the moment, as it seems like once you go off the beaten track, for the most part, it tends to be fairly abandoned, or at least no one's there. But that might change as soon as you enter different sections.
Yeah.
Also, obviously, you can grab people during your downtime anyway and communicate additional things. Hopefully,
Right.
the way Steel has been talking to you about dinner plans, that should give you a good amount of clues on how they are trying to communicate stealthily with information out in the open. But if you're not confident enough to try and talk to the others, you can talk to them through Steel, and he will work as your relay if you wish. Though there are ponies you can talk to, like Swift Gadget, who has her own set of skills that she might be able to help.
Yeah. I'll definitely keep that in mind.
All right. Anything else you want to ask?
Not in the moment, no.
All right. Well, what I leave with you then, think about how you can try and get into the centre bit, either by, sweet talking or whatever with the ruminant to try and get you there, or if you can try and do it through, well, don't want to use the word sabotage, but more using your noggin with technology.
Yeah.
If you want to ask any particular questions in the week, feel free to ask. I will answer them as best as your character will know at the time.
No problem.
Or if it's something you want to try and ask a NPC, you can chuck it at me and I will probably give you the answer during the game session. If it's something you want to see if it would be possible to ask or something like that, or want to preemptive me at all. But yeah, hopefully you might come up with something for next week, as I think we'll start with Burnt's dad's meeting with the elder, and then we'll go on to your exploration, and then we'll probably do everybody else's then secret meeting if they get a chance to do it.
Fingers crossed.
Yes, hopefully somebody won't get themselves arrested. Well, Alex is gone. I can't bully him anymore.
Yeah, I know.
All right, Milk Thistle, is there any last little bits you wanted to check or ask or anything like that?
No, I don't believe so.
Okay, well, you are all starting to poke different things, and we'll see how well it goes. Until next time.
Yes, and thank you for GMing for us.
Not to worry.
As always. And thanks for staying up late. It for some of us.
No, that's fine. Hopefully, next week you'll be with us a bit earlier, and we can obviously get your stuff in a little bit before it gets too late. But
yeah, because for some reason in my alarm didn't go off, and I was like, why didn't it go off? It was set at the right time.
No,
so I
it's
need
all
to
good.
now fix that.
It happens, not to worry.
Yeah.
Anyway, I will catch you all next week. Hang on, I'm saying next week, but my brain's going, no, you can't. But I'm pretty sure Friday's fine. Yeah, Friday's fine next week. Yeah, because it's Saturday. I'm doing stuff, so we're all good. All right. Well, take care, guys, and I will see you in a week. But feel free to poke me if you want to check anything in week.
All right, thank you very much. Y'all have a good night.
You too.
You too.